This is appalling! I'm an innocent person!
Be quiet! No speaking.
Just, please.
Start first class, Brennan. We did it.
Easy. Hold on.
We did it. It took us a year.
We found the radio.
We found the radio. No, let me break it down. I'm gonna explain to you how this happened. You sent us to go find the radios in the Connex. The first thing we did, guess what? We went to the Connex. We searched high, low, in the middle of the Connex. There were no radios. So what we did is we got all of the privates on the entire base, and we had them do a police call. A double arm interval. They walked the entire base. No radios. Still no radios, right? So we're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? What's happening to these radios? Why can't we find these? This should be easier. Just because we left the Connex just because we had the Connex unsecure doesn't mean we can't find these radios. So we got in a firefight with these guys, and I had to take cover, right? And then he had to save my life again. And I was like, get up! And I was like, get up! I'm up! He saves me! I'm down! And he was like, calm down, dude. And I was like, no, we can't calm down right now. We gotta find the radios. For Sergeant Brennan, we have to find the radios. So we put our heads together, and what we came to conclusion was aliens. Aliens did this because that's why they made the Space Force. That is exactly why would they have a Space Force if the aliens didn't exist. So aliens came down, they stole our radios. But then we put our heads together even more, and we were like, you know what? We're gonna commandeer this police car, not the military police car, a regular police car from the local police department. I went up to the cop. I was like, sir. I punched him in the face. He was like, oh, what the crap? And I was like, we need to commandeer this vehicle. And he was like, no. I was like, this is a military investigation, and we will commandeer what we want to commandeer because we're the goddamn army. We are the army, so we can do what we want. So we took his vehicle, and then me and him sat in the vehicle. We were surveying the radio, the scanner there, and I was like, okay, let's just wait. So we waited for 3 days, and there was silence on the police scanner, and then we realized that it was turned off. So I turned it back on, and then we heard a voice that sounded specifically like an alien, but then it was because some of the settings on the radio was a little weird, so it sounded kind of more like a chipmunk than an alien, but it was definitely like alien-esque until I adjusted the little dial there, and then it sounded like a female. And I was like, who's on the other end? So we tracked down the girl's voice from the scanner. We did triangulation with our cell phones and the police car that we were in, and we discovered that we were tracking ourselves for a minute, but then we found her address. We went to her address, and then
I think you said enough.
No, I have not said. And then we went to her house. We broke into her house. We said, show us the radios. We know you have the radios. What were you talking to us on? She was like, she pointed at this box. She was like, those are my radios. I put my radios back in the box. They go back where they go when they're done. So we went, and I took the box, and I was like, these are our radios. They belong to the military. You're a thief. And we put her in handcuffs, and we brought her over here. We didn't check these yet, but I am 100% sure these are the radios that went missing.
Wait.
Yeah, we'll see right now. Open it up.
Okay. Stop.
Caffeine. Getting the caffeine in you. That's good. It's smart. Let's see these radios. Okay.
So these don't look Army issued. These definitely don't look Army issued.
You tamper with these? We're terribly sorry. These are not
military issued radios.
If I could ask a question, ma'am, why would you have individual dual chargers if you have 8 radios instead of one single 8 charger?
He's got a point. Well, you should have.
I am not at liberty to discuss that with you, and it's none of your business why I have 8 radios with individual chargers.
If I can interject here.
Please do.
Really quick and just piggyback off of, well, more like a horseback off of what he just said.
What if, and hear me out, we explain this thing again, but instead of you doing any talking at all, 0 talking, you explain this.
Thank you, Sergeant. As I try to explain in the very beginning before my upspeed partner here.
Dumb and Dumber, yes.
That it explained the story in a very vibrant way of explaining any kind of story with way too much information and lack of secrecy. I think my partner has been watching too much Ancient Aliens the past week, and I told him to calm down with that because he started coming up with all kinds of conspiracies. So we were on the investigation of the missing radios. We were on it, and we were trying to figure it out, crack crack the case and get our radios back because the Army needs its radios. Within that case, we decided to go out and try to find these radios, and our first stop was to maybe check the local police department.
Mm-hmm.
We then found that that was not the place that we should be searching because these are military issued radios and they should probably be on a military installation and not the city because we have no jurisdictions outside of the base. So we went to the police station where he was trying to find some information on these missing radios.
I was just trying to take initiative. So.
There was an assault that happened at the police station, which we got sorted out. And when we came back to the base, my partner did not want to give up on this investigation and slept in his patrol car for 3 days, high off of Dunkin' Donuts coffee and croissants. He has a thing for croissants. I advised him not to, as patrol vehicles are only for on-duty military police officers. He refused and said he's a soldier 24/7, and this investigation does not stop until we find these radios. And again, as I've mentioned before, he's been watching a lot of Ancient Aliens and forgot how to configure.
Can you just...
The scanner.
The scanner. So, he ran into some radio transmissions, which I believe happened to have been one of these, in which he found the somehow coordinates of where these were at, and went to the address of where these radios were, took me with him because I'm such a good battle buddy. I'm just not gonna let him do that on his own. And I wanted to make sure everything, because of what happened in the police station, I wanted to make sure everything was okay. I accompanied him, I provided company, but I was in no way affiliated to this lead of his investigation that he went out of his way to find. And as a result, we apprehended this young woman who is
Innocent?
who is patiently waiting here for a
Very
verdict,
patient.
in which we found the verdict, and we have now realized that these radios are not the radios we were looking for, but they are in the quantity of the radios we are looking for. And I think we can release her and give these back to her since they're not. But the question still looms, why does one person have 8 radios?
So, give her back her radios
You don't know who you're working with.
and let her go.
Ma'am, turn around, please.
I can't grab my radios because I have some handcuffs on.
You're good. We lost the key, so you're just gonna have to figure it out.
This isn't over. You watch your backs, because I will be watching mine.
All right, so some good news and some bad news. We'll start with the bad news first.
I think I know what the good news is. We found 8 radios.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the good news.
The good news is, or the bad news is, we found the radios already and we published that information to the platoons already. The good news is, I now own your asses for the rest of time, unless the 2 of you want to spend some time in jail. The 2 of you are going to be working the front gate for the rest of your natural born lives.
The front gate. Is that an 8-hour shift or a 12-hour shift? Sorry.
It's a 16-hour shift.
16 hours. 16 hours.
Sorry.
Get out of my office.
Yeah, 16 hours. That's what my life has come to. 16-hour front gate duty.
Go report to Sergeant Cadence at the front gate.
16 hours. I just re-enlisted last week.
No holidays.
Oh man, I just re-enlisted. Can I go on leave first?
Nope.
Sergeant Brent, I found the radios. This girl tried to leave with the radio. We don't have a slate today. We had it, but we lost it. Oh. Found it.
Right
Found
there.
her culprit.
Yeah, well-
Get her. She's trying to leave. All right. Let me explain how this went down, okay?
Yeah, let me take the volume down here.
You have the right to
Wait
shut your
till
mouth.
you know who
Shit.
my dad is.
Oh my god, I don't give a shit who your dad is.
Is he on a dealership? What kind of imagination is that?
Shut your fucking mouth.
Ring the police.
Shut the fuck.
The scanner.
It sounded like her, and she was like, who is this? And I was like, I'm in a police car, let me tell a policeman! The aliens came down, and they...
The look on his face.
Yeah, I would like that.
Can't find the radios? The only other place they could be is in space. Because of the Space Force, the aliens came down, and they...
Yeah.
And then we realized that it was turned off, so I turned it back on. I turned on the scanner.